Hello, and thank you for joining me for Personal Values, Vision, and Mission. Hello, I'm Rebecca Rose. I'm a certified veterinary technician and a certified career coach. Yes, you do have a career coach in veterinary medicine. I'm also an industry leader, having been the president of the National Association of Veterinary Technicians in America, along sitting on councils, and the list goes on. I'm the Wellbeing Task Force Chair for the National Association of Veterinary Technicians in America and a past speaker communication trainer. I've authored books and articles, and most importantly, I am Nana Rosie to 3 beautiful grandchildren. Your career is in your hands. It is not molded or morphed or shaped by anyone else. Oftentimes, your practice manager may not even know or understand all of the skills that you have, all of the passion and the desire to grow your career. Heck, oftentimes they can't even find the time to create their own career path. So it truly is in your hands, regardless of the organization you're in, regardless of how many years you've been in this profession. It's in your hands. And how do you want to create it? So I'm going to be asking you to be bold, be bright, and courageous as we step through these exercises. I want for you to create your guiding principles free of limitations. Create them without boundaries. This is for you. This is your time. The more audacious, the better. So here is our Cheshire Cat, and he reminds us that if you don't know where you are going, then any road will take you there. That's why we're creating these paths. We're setting you up for success. Marianne Williams has this wonderful poem. It's called Our Deepest Fear. Her words lift up our humanity and inspire the greatness that exists in each of us. And I'm going to read it to you. You will be receiving this also as a resource. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Let that sink in. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And that's quite a gift. Are you letting your light shine? Moving into the benefits of guiding principles. I call these, and you might be familiar with them, as values, vision, and mission. These are statements that help you process, define where you want to go, how you want to be there. Actually, they can be used in time management, all sorts of things. These are the benefits of doing this exercise. To clearly communicate a direction in your life, to help make day-to-day decisions, to keep focused, to stay motivated. When a question arises, maybe someone is asking you to volunteer, or maybe you're taking on new responsibilities at work, your guiding principles, your values, the vision you have for your career, and the way that you get there on a daily basis are founded in these statements. You will be receiving resources, and here's a list. There's an article called Bull by the Horns, and that's helping you identify your authentic self. This is actually a picture of me. I am probably 8 years old in this picture. This is during Cattlemen's Days at Gunnison, Colorado. And all of these young boys around here that are on this picture, they were able to ride a calf. And I went up to my dad, who's in the back there with that white cowboy hat, and I said, Dad, I want to ride a calf too. Girls weren't even allowed or encouraged, or no other girls had asked to ride a calf. My dad traipsed upstairs and he talked to Tom Redden and he says, my daughter wants to ride a calf. And Tom said, by gosh, then she can. So what is true about your authentic self? It's oftentimes we have to go back to these times in our childhood to find deep down the essence of who we are. So this is an exercise, bull by the horns, in identifying your authentic self. You will be receiving an article called Defining Personal Values for Career Success, a worksheet, Values, Vision, and Mission, plus a list of core values, the outline for your ideal day, and you are encouraged to print these off and physically, with pen in hand, fill this out. You will find your values, vision, and mission worksheets, and there gives you an overview of what you're doing, and there's spaces for you to fill it in. I suggest you get that. You can listen to the recording and stop and fill it out as we go, or you can listen to the whole recording and then in the near future, very near future, fill it out. So these are your guiding principles in your values, your vision, and your mission. You may be thinking, gosh, that sounds so corporate. That sounds so hospital-like, right? Your veterinary hospital or organization may have a mission statement. But what I've learned, because I've helped a number of individuals within the veterinary community and even outside our industry create these. And once they do, it's profound. It's powerful beyond belief. It helps you shine in your passion, in your skills, in that vision of your future, the vision of your ideal self. So let's do this exercise. Ideal day. It is a guided reading. You will be receiving this and can do it again, but I'm going to read it to you now. It won't take very long. So when you are ready to reinvent yourself, where do you start? Well, you're not alone. The thought of creating big, lasting changes in life can be paralyzing. What do I want? What do I think I want? Sometimes you might even be in this place of hopelessness or that paralysis. So does that sound familiar? I want you to know that change is possible, and being overwhelmed is just a part of it. I know, it's not the fun part. When we look into the future and can't clearly see what we want or how to create it, the sense of overwhelm sinks in. We end up feeling discouraged before we even start. The reason that happens is often because we're just looking too big of a picture. We need to take it into bite-sized pieces. It's good to plan ahead, but only to the extent that it helps you make progress. Narrowing your focuses can make the next steps feel more doable. Rather than trying to build a whole new life from scratch, how about starting with an ideal day? Sounds simple enough. From there, you can take small actions to turn this dream into reality. The first step is tapping into your imagination. That's how we discover our deepest desires. When we let those desires rise to the surface, we find the clarity we need to take confident action. Having clarity means knowing what we want and why we want it. It motivates and inspires us. It shows us what to do next. So let's get this ball rolling and gain some clarity. I'm going to guide you through a visualization exercise to help you reveal your ideal day. And it can be helpful for you to close your eyes at this time and let your imagination flow. Listen to my words and visualize what we're talking about. Picture a day so amazing that you could live some variation of it over and over again, feeling blissfully happy. Yes, this day should include work, but don't get caught up in the specifics. Imagine living your ideal day 6 months from now. Visualize as I go through this exercise. Where do you wake up? What are your surroundings? Notice how you feel as you wake up. What does your morning routine look like? How do you spend the first few hours of your day? When do you start your work day? This is your day. You get to create it. Be big, be bright, be audacious in these ideal day in 6 months. Where are you working and what do your surroundings look like? Whom are you working with? What passions and skills are you using? What kind of conversations are you having? How do you feel while you drive and dive into this work? Even imagine your ideal client. When you stop for your midday meal, which you will be taking, where do you eat and with whom? Do you enjoy a long, leisurely lunch or is it quick? I prefer the long and leisure, please. Remember, this is your ideal day. It can be whatever you want it to be. This is where the magic happens. This is the secret sauce of how we create our vision. From there, do you go back to work after lunch? How do you spend your afternoon? If you're working, where are you working? With whom are you working with? How do you feel as you engage in this part of your day? As the afternoon winds down, what do you do in the early evening? What is the ideal way to spend your early evening? Maybe you'll be working out. Maybe you're meeting with friends. Maybe you're reading a book. It's your ideal day. What do you want to do with it? Where do you eat dinner? With whom do you eat? How do you spend the rest of your night? Do you have an evening routine? If so, what is it? How do you unwind? As you crawl into bed and you're ready to fall asleep, notice how you feel after living this ideal day. How you feel is important. That's what we want to create again and again in this blissful day. What words describe those feelings? When you're ready, open your eyes and write down everything you saw in this exercise. Make sure to include how you felt. Notice how great it feels to allow yourself to dream, to really visualize now into the details of what that is. Write down one thing that you can do today to move toward making that dream a reality. Taking one step every day, that's the mission. And we're going to continue to dive into this. Thank you for taking the time to do that exercise. So now, further diving into personal beliefs, defining our values. Values are the beliefs we hold dear to us, allowing us to find direction and drawing to us others with similar values. It's called the law of attraction. When we know what we cherish and identify aptitudes and attitudes, we draw more of that to us. Now, this is my list of values. You will be asked to create your own list. I value relationships first and foremost. I still have relationships with people I grew up with in second, third grade. That's meeting with them, continuing to have coffee with them, putting together our high school reunions, all of that. I value relationships. I value creativity, problem solving, solutions, sustainability, and I definitely value courage. I like courage in myself, and I like to see courage in others. So this is where you get to pull out your worksheet. What are your personal beliefs? It's a good question. In regard to serving pets and people, what do you believe? Regarding your personal time and satisfaction, what do you believe? Fill in the blank here. I hold blank in high regard when it comes to my time. I hold fill in the blank in high regard when it comes to my daily happiness. What brings you joy and how are you going to bring more of that into your life? You have received a handout listing core values. It might be able to create and stir up some more juices in the words and the values that come to mind. Let's look at defining your vision. A vision is on the lofty side of a big idea. And once again, it's free of boundaries, all boundaries. It's free of judgment, all judgments. And remember, I want you to be big, bold, bright, audacious. I want you to think big. What do you want to be and do in which it perpetuates your passion? So this is my vision. And I actually wrote the first part of this when my children were in their teens and now they're in their 30s. So this has been my vision for a long time. To be a physically fit, spiritually hip granny, didn't even have grandchildren at the time, with time and resources for my family, friends, and grandchildren. And now I do have that. Amazing how that works. I passionately lead by example while assisting others to find their groove and fulfill their personal goals and aspirations. And here we are. Isn't that amazing? So what is the vision for you personally and professionally? In serving animals, in serving your community, in being with your family, include it holistically. Remember, without boundaries in regard to advocating and serving, how do you see yourself serving in the future? Defining the mission. The mission is what I do on a daily basis that brings me joy, abundance, resources, financial stability, and connection to the people who I most align with. In your mission, you're doing and being what makes you feel good. Yeah, bring more of that into your life. So my mission is to build masterful, passionate veterinary teams and coach individuals to offer what is best for the pet owner, the veterinary team, and the hospital, in whatever organization you're in. Again, I'm going to remind you, be bold, be bright, be courageous in crafting your personal values, vision, and mission that is sustaining your life and career in veterinary medicine. And I'm going to ask that you share this. Now, some of you have already signed up, and this is an exercise you're doing because we do have a coaching session coming up. Yes. And you'll be sharing with me this process. What did you learn about yourself? What did you define? How did it go for you? But regardless, sharing these principles solidifies the commitment to yourself and your vision, sharing it with your family, sharing it with your coworkers, sharing it with your manager, your team, your boss, whomever that is. Sharing it is magical. That's where it becomes thought word into deed. Please continue to reach out to me. This is how you can find me at catalystvetpc.com. This is my email. You are also invited to join us in our closed Facebook page called Veterinary Teams Living Well. Please sign up for Catalyst Chronicles. It's our bi-monthly e-newsletter. And you are encouraged to join us during Veterinary Teams Living Well, our streamed symposium. Follow hashtag Vet Teams Living Well, hashtag Veterinary Teams Living Well, and Catalyst VetPC. Thank you again for joining me. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. And if we have a coaching session in the near future, I am delighted that you have taken this step and committing to your values, vision, and mission, to your career and life within veterinary medicine.